Today on Travels with Bill, we're visiting the Pinewood Lodge in Manitoba's Whiteshell. We'll take a look inside the lodge, plus show you around the area to see if the Pinewood Lodge is the right choice for your adventure getaway. Before you get inside Pinewood, you meet up with a couple mascots in the parking lot. This little fellow might remind you of a movie your kids love. While it's hard to make out, that's a Manitoba Power Commission logo on the door. This is their Unit 1106. Until 1961, the Manitoba Power Commission brought electricity to the province. That's when they became Manitoba Hydro. Back in the day, the Power Commission not only had to run wire, but also convince people they wanted power. Cooked by wire was a favorite campaign to convince people to try an electric stove and see how easy life could be. This SR Russ truck is busy hauling an ice cream sign here at Pinewood. It's originally from Oakville, but fits in well in the Whiteshell. You could take photos with either truck during your visit. Your stay at Pinewood may well start in the hotel parking lot. It's a very short walk to the main building, and already you can see that the pine theme runs throughout. Pinewood was originally built in 1950. Back then it had a store, living quarters, ice house, workshop, and 8 cabins. It was 1954 when the Power Commission brought power here, but in 1996, upgrades began. Lakefront chalets were added, and in 2000 the original lodge was torn down and this new one was built. Shortly after, the second portion was added with guest rooms and a large swimming pool. We're climbing the stairs here to the second floor, but before we head inside, check out some of the recreation area for guests. You can make your way to the patio, enjoy a barbecue, and see all the sights from the picnic tables that are here for you. Now, this area is only for guests, so don't expect to stop by for the day, but if you're staying at Pinewood, it's a perfect spot for you. The kids can even keep busy on the included playground in the backyard. While you can get to the guest rooms from inside the building, they also have outside doors, so you can come straight out of your room to the balcony and take a look around, plus, of course, get to those barbecues. Heading inside the lodge, we pass by some guest room doors, but it's not long until we come to the large pool area. This is the newest part of Pinewood Lodge, and it is beautiful from the sights outside to the nice water inside. You'll feel at home here. We're visiting in the summer, so it's not a surprise the guest rooms are full, and we don't want to interrupt anyone, but let's show you a few shots from the Pinewood website. I can tell you the photos are accurate, the rooms are amazing, and unlike anything else you'll find in the Whiteshell, including the in-room jacuzzi tubs in some suites, or go for the more traditional standard room. For me, I'm big on that huge pool window. We're filming in the middle of the 2021 fire season, so it's super smoky outside. I'll leave it to your imagination how without the smoke the view is even better. Sure, you're at the lake, but the kids will be perfectly fine staying inside using the pool and hot tub. And when they finally tire of that, off to the beach. Along the wall here we're seeing some of the neat little information photos they have. They tell you about the area and the Whiteshell itself. Pinewood is also a conference center. We're here in the midst of COVID, so right now the Grand Hall is set up with some clothing you can browse, but imagine holding your next event here. The room is amazing, and it feels like there's always a new feature to discover. From top to bottom, this is a world-class facility. Maybe it's a classy wedding you're after, or just a corporate retreat in the midst of winter. Your imagination is the only limit. Right through here is the convenience store along with ice cream and hot food. That part of the lodge is open to the public, of course, and ready to serve. The stonework here is done by a Winnipeg stonemason, and they did an amazing job. But if you're into antlers, well, look up the tree way up and check out the chandelier. Yeah, those are all antlers up there, and it looks great. What craftsmanship. This is the main parking lot of Pinewood. We're walking along the outside of those pool windows. If you're visiting for the day, this is where you'll start. Find a parking spot and head on inside to the general store. The store has most of the essentials you'll need for camping and, of course, the food and ice cream. You're about an hour away from a name brand store, so here in the Whiteshell, general stores are always what you're looking for when you have needs. Pinewood Lodge is located in the Whiteshell Park. To get here, you'll start at Seven Sisters and follow the highway. As with any provincial park, you'll need a park pass. You can find those online before your trip. Pinewood is built on the shores of Dorothy Lake. The lake itself is part of the Winnipeg River system, and water levels are controlled by Manitoba Hydro. You'll see some of how that works in another of our Whiteshell videos. The lake has a few cabins and also a public beach. Here we're looking at the private Pinewood Beach and flying over the rental cabins. The beach is not only for cabin users but also for guests of the hotel. It's just across the road from the main building, so look both ways when you cross, and off you go. As we keep flying east, you can see just how far this lake goes. It runs from here all the way to Seven Sisters, but the name of the lake changes, as the old lakes that were here before the dams used to be separate entities. It's a fisherman's paradise if you like fishing. You can see from all of the boat docks that a lot of people not only fish, but they play on the water too. You can jet ski here or tow a tube and keep the kids busy. Let's go back to the lodge for a moment and give you an aerial view of all its splendor. If you're coming from Winnipeg, Pinewood is about an hour and a half of driving. It can be a bit slower in the summer, but the entire route is pavement. There are numerous resorts and attractions in the area, such as the Nudamik Lake Bridge, the Petroforms, Rainbow Falls, and of course the Seven Sisters generating plant. You'll see features about all of those attractions on Travels with Bill. Speaking of, thanks for watching Travels with Bill, and make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with where we travel next. It could well be your backyard. For now, we'll take one final look at Pinewood Lodge while you start checking your calendar to see when you can make time to find a trip to this amazing hotel and lodge in the middle of one of Manitoba's most interesting parks. Until we see you again, so long from Travels with Bill.